Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on February the 14th, 2020. Global shares up amid hopes on government measures. Global stock markets increased on Friday, being on course to post the second straight week of gains, driven by hopes that world governments will take measures to soften the impact on their economies from the coronavirus epidemic. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan soared 0.25% on Friday, on the way for a weekly gain of 1.77%. China's blue-chip CSI 300 shares rose 0.69%, having recovered 95% of their losses made after the virus outbreak. The index of Chinext high-tech shares hit a two-year intraday high, surging 0.8% due to gains in some biotech brands. European shares are also expected to rise, with pan-European Euro Stoxx 50 futures added 0.21%. German DAX futures climbed 0.3%, and FTSE futures were 0.21% higher. However, Japan's Nikkei lost 0.59%, not helped by the news of first coronavirus death and signs of a potential rise in domestic infections in the country. On Wall Street on Thursday, the S&P 500 lost 0.16%, but its futures gained 0.23% in subsequent Asian trade to hit record levels. Trump aims on $4 billion from military for border wall. The U.S. Defense Department sent Congress a request to shift nearly $4 billion from the military budget to pay for a wall on the border with Mexico, a central promise of President Donald Trump's campaign for the White House 4 years ago and bid this year for a second term. Lawmakers said they received a request on Thursday to reprogram more than $3.8 billion from funding for the National Guard and weapons programs, setting the stage for a possible confrontation with Democrats. Democratic aides said $1.5 billion would come from the National Guard and the rest from funds for procurement, including the Lockheed Martin Corp F-35 fighter jet program, Lockheed C-130 transport aircraft, Boeing Co. P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft, Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, and shipbuilding. SNB in attempt to regulate franc without blaming. The Swiss National Bank is stopping to find a way how to rein in the franc's unwanted strength without being labeled a currency manipulator by the U.S. Now, SNB President Thomas Jordan is struggling to balance the need to protect the economy with the risk of trouble with the U.S. Treasury, which has put Switzerland on a watch list. The franc is up 2% against the euro so far this year, and this week reached 1.061, the strongest since mid-2015. The surge in the franc has taken us by surprise, as we thought the SNB tolerance for currency appreciation would be surpassed by now, said Olivier Alvarez-Mendes, a foreign exchange market analyst at Monex Europe Ltd. In Madrid. With Switzerland back on the U.S. monitoring list, markets are testing SNB resistance. Nissan Motor shares fall to 10-year low. Shares of Japanese car giant Nissan Motor Co. hit their lowest in 10.5 years on Friday, losing nearly 10% after the company cut its annual profit forecast and said it would not pay a dividend in the second half. Earlier, Nissan has been badly shaken by the scandal surrounding former boss Carlos Ghosn, but situation had also exacerbated by worsening sales and a brand image led by years of heavy discounting in the United States and other markets. In a sign of the deepening woes, the company on Thursday posted its first quarterly net loss in nearly a decade. Nissan shares dropped 9.6% to 513.7 yen in Tokyo trade on Friday, marking their lowest in 10.5 years and their biggest one-day fall since 2013.